Hi, welcome to my channel. So guess what happened? I found another budgie right here. I don't want to move too fast, a little bit scared. I found another budgie. So I just found this budgie. It jumped right in the cage. It's a green budgie. Is it a girl or boy? Look, he's so hungry. Last summer, I caught a budgie named Jack. I named him Jack Sparrow. Nobody claimed him. I still have him. But if you want to watch that video, I'm going to put the link down below. I had a lot of comments on that video. Some of you thought that I'm catching a wild bird. And, you know, when I watched the video again, I can understand you would think that because I didn't really say this is an escaped pet bird. But I don't live in Australia where they originate from. I live in Ontario, Canada. And a lot of birds go missing, especially this time of the year, the springtime, summertime, even the fall, winter, whenever. When you start, you know, opening your windows, opening the doors, or any time, your bird can escape. And it can even fly away with the wings clipped. So you really have to be careful of your birds and be aware of your surroundings, be aware of open windows, open doors, people coming and going. It happens. Now, there are a lot of places that you can look for your bird. If you're on Facebook or on, you know, any social media, there's a lot of groups in my area. Let me just read a few here. I have the Bird Network, which is Ontario Lost and Found. There is 911 Parrot Alert. I believe it's for all over the world. I'm not sure, but there is that one. There's Canada Lost and Found Birds. There's Lost and Found Pets. Toronto, I'm in Toronto. Ontario Lost and Found. Anyway, there's a lot of helping lost birds. There's tons of them. If you're on Facebook and you've lost your bird, just search those groups and you may see your bird on there. And if you found a bird, you can also post on there, which I have done. I have posted on the groups, and they've got shared with many groups of trying to find the budgie's owner. And I've also put flyers up in the neighborhood to where I found the budgie in my neighborhood. So I just want to tell you how I found her. And yes, I am in Ontario, Canada. This is not a wild bird. It's an escaped pet budgie, or hopefully not, but someone let it go on purpose, because some people do that. I've heard many stories where people don't want birds and they just let them go, which is the worst thing that anybody can do with a pet bird. I was walking my dogs, my three beautiful standard poodles, Indy, Oasis, and Illusion, and I didn't have my phone with me. It says it was charging, and my husband didn't have his phone, which was too bad because I could have got some footage. We were just walking along the sidewalk, and I saw him on the sidewalk in front of us. I said, "Oh my God, it's a budgie." I looked around. There was nobody around. It was kind of a cool day. I'm like, well, obviously it's got out and I need to catch it. So I tried, my husband held all three of my dogs, and I tried to go close to the budgie. It stayed within a couple of feet of me. I bent down and, tried to capture it with my hand, but it kept jumping away. I couldn't catch it, basically. It kept going further and further away. So it wouldn't step up on my hand or anything like that, but it was puffy. You can tell it was weak. It was all puffy, and it was frantically trying to eat something on the sidewalk. There was just gravel. And it was pecking away. It was very weak and very puffy. I felt horrible, and I knew I had to save this budgie. And remember, it's not a wild bird. It's not native to where I live. This is a pet budgie that needed to be rescued and saved and captured and find the owner, or, give it a good home. So we had to run home, bring the dogs back, and I'm hoping I'll go find the budgie again. So I took this cage, which is this one right here. I took the cage, some millet, because they love millet, and some seed. And I thought, oh, maybe they'll jump in because, pet birds know cages and they're hungry. They see the food. Basically, what I did is I got the cage, and we looked everywhere I went. I didn't really get footage of it going in the cage because my husband's phone wasn't charged yet. So I brought my phone, and what I did is I played YouTube videos, some of mine, of budgies singing, and I blasted it. I wish I had a speaker, but it was pretty loud. And so I just played budgie sounds, looking like it took us probably 2 hours, not to actually capture the budgie, to find the budgie. So I think I said that in the little video that I'm going to be showing you, that it took 2 or 3 hours. But basically, it only took a few minutes to catch the budgie. It took hours and hours to look around, look at all the trees. I walked and I walked and I walked, and I was getting really exhausted. We're walking around with the cage and everything else, and a storm was coming. It was going to rain. And I was just getting exhausted. It was at the end of the day, it was getting dark, and we were busy all day walking around. I was really tired, so I thought, I don't know if I can continue to look for the budgie. I can't see it anywhere. And I said, I'm getting exhausted. I want to go home. I'll wake up at 5 in the morning and come look, because budgies will sleep, in the nighttime. They'll go roost in the tree. So I'll get up really early and come look for the budgie, and I'll be more energetic. I can find the budgie. So I said to my husband, I said, just one more look exactly where we were walking. There was a big pine tree. I looked, and sure enough, it came out of the tree and landed on the sidewalk exactly where we were. I'm like, wow, okay, there it is. So let's walk quietly over to the budgie. I put the cage down. I went on one side, my husband went on the other side, and the budgie was right in front of the cage. So we kind of used our hand, like I went to put my hand over here and he put his hand over there to kind of guide it up. But he's shy of hands, so it saw our hands and it took off like a couple feet, landed on the car. I said, okay, don't use your hands, just sit here. We'll just put the cage down. So we saw it trying to pick the sidewalk. We put the cage down. She looked and jumped right inside. And that's the footage I'm going to show you right now. All right, so I just found this budgie walking on the street, being very hungry. So I went home and got a cage and some food, and now I got to see if it belongs to anybody. It jumped right in the cage, but it took us about, how long, 2-3 hours? Hour? Seemed longer than that. 2 hours. It's a green budgie. It's starving. Okay, sit still for a sec. I just want to show the budgie. Sit still. Anyway, look at. Look. Is it a girl or a boy? I can't tell from here. I don't have my glasses on, but it could be a boy. But look at it. So we're just going to ask around. It's really cold, so we might just hold off till the morning. So I got to put her somewhere where the other budgies aren't. Like probably downstairs. Look, he's so hungry. Oh, okay, we're going to get you home and get you warm, okay? So did you see how she was eating? She actually ate. We got her home. I put her in my lower level away from my birds, because you never know if they're sick or got a disease, and to quarantine them. So I let her relax and everything. She ate for an hour straight. She just kept eating and eating and eating. She was starving. And then she slept. She started falling asleep because obviously she was starving, she was full, she needed a nap. And I covered her cage and just let her relax. And the next morning she looked like a normal bird again. She was still eating and everything else. So, by that time I wanted to go out, and I put flyers up on the post in my area, put all the ads up, did what I could to try and find her owner. One person did reply, but it's not her bird. It was a different color, green, and had white in it, not like this one. So I did have her for about 2 weeks now, and no one has claimed the budgie. So she is a female, so that might cause a problem, for me to actually keep her, because all of my budgies are males. I got 9 males. And this is a female. Can you imagine what would happen? It's going to really disrupt the flock. They might fight over her. Whatever male will bond with her will fight with the other males. So I honestly don't even think I could even keep her. So I'm going to have to either take her to my local animal services where they can adopt her out, or find a home myself. I did phone my local animal services. So what they do is they take the bird in. They would keep her for 5 days. If she's sick, they'll put her to sleep, just like that. They keep her for 5 days, and then they adopt them out. So anyways, I said, well, what happens if she doesn't get adopted out? She says, oh, we don't want to get to that point. I have a feeling they put him to sleep. So I asked, I said, is it law that if I found a bird, I have to take him in to your services? She said, no, there is no law. You found the bird. Basically, if you keep the bird for 5 days, it's yours. But it's up to you, if the owner comes forward, to give it back. And of course I would do that, of course, right? Anybody should if it's their bird. If you found a bird and you've even had it for a few months and the owner finds you, because you never know if the owner has a Facebook or social media or wherever, they might see the ad on the post and look for the bird. I'm not going to say, no, you can't have the bird. I see comments on the Facebook groups about when you found a bird that, oh no, you can't keep that bird. You could bring it to the animal services. But it's not a law. You don't have to. You can find a home yourself. Because basically, why would I take her there for her to be over there, get stressed out and be on a new place and animals everywhere, people coming and going, to adopt her out when I could do that myself? So that way she doesn't have to go over there and to another home. I can avoid the one step, right, and find a home for her myself, which is much better for her. I want to do what's better for the bird. So let me know if you think I should keep this little girl, if no one comes forward for her. or what I should do. Should I bring her to animal services or just find a home for her? So I really don't know what to do at this point. I still have her. I'm just keeping her. But the animal services did say if I waited more than a month, they're going to charge me a fee to bring her in. Because basically if I have her for over a month, it's considered my bird, and that I will be bringing in my bird to surrender her. But she's not really my bird. I found her and I'm just holding her to find the owner. You know, if it comes to that point, I'll just find a home for her myself, because that way I can vet the people, make sure it goes to the proper home. Alright, so thanks for watching. We will catch you in the next video. Bye!